Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news and some other interesting pieces. There are lots of little tidbits I want to talk about today, starting with ship insurance. So in regards to ship insurance, it looks like running out of insurance on your ships that you've paid for isn't as harsh as originally thought. A question was asked, what happens if you lose a ship that you'd bought because the insurance has run out? And Asmi from CIG replied, if something that you own is destroyed, say a constellation that only has 3 months of insurance, and it's run out before it was destroyed, you will need to pay more to have that replaced in game, but it won't be permanently removed from your account. For items like weapons, shields, etc., we're still working on how insurance will cover these items that aren't included with the base ship, but it won't be the case for them being gone for good. That's an interesting statement for me. It was also confirmed later that this is all going to be in UEC, so the in-game currency. It's likely that the UEC cost of getting a ship replaced after you've lost it will be quite high. I think 75% plus of the value of the ship, maybe. Now, that answer was in reference to ships being bought with real money currently. It wasn't confirmed, however, whether this will be all ships, even those purchased with UEC once the game goes live and fully released, or if it's just going to be ships bought with real money, though it is likely to be the latter. And what do you think about this? To be honest, I really like the idea, even if it's just a tiny little discount on rebuying the ship with UEC. The main thing for me with this is that hard to get ships, or ships that are promotional or privileged ships, like the Sabre Raven or Banu Merchantman, something that's going to be relatively hard to get in game because of reputation, or that was bought with a promotion you got with an Octane drive. If I lose that because it's out of insurance, I would like to be able to buy that again because it's part of my account, even if it costs me a huge amount of money because I forgot to insure it, or something might happen where I lose it when it's non-insured. But you know what I mean? That kind of protection in terms of time and availability of the ships makes me feel a lot more at ease. But tell me what you think. I do think it nerfs lifetime insurance a little bit, or maybe not, because lifetime insurance might just be you get a big reduction in the cost of the hull of your ship. So maybe it's you only have to pay 25% of the cost of your ship if it's destroyed when you have lifetime insurance, or something like that. It'll be interesting to see how they develop insurance. I suspect that it'll be partly pushed by the community, exactly what's sensible and what's balanced for the game. The ball bug. So there's currently a bug in 3.0 where you constantly spawn as a ball or a marble, and you literally can't do anything in the PU. You can't even interact with stuff properly, even if you reinstall the game. And Ulf from CIG responded, we've seen reports of this bug that is affecting some accounts, and they're already looking into it. We understand that's very frustrating in this situation, and we will share a solution when it's available. So this sort of thing, bugs that make the game unplayable for some, can be very frustrating, and hopefully they're going to get something out soon to fix it. But with that in mind, I did see something that kind of made me worry slightly, though it probably shouldn't. Hotfixes. So hotfixes for this sort of issue, and others for 3.0, are assumed but not apparently guaranteed, as Xylo re-explained in regards to hotfixes, stating, yes, this is something that could be possible now that we have the Delta patcher in place. Of course, we can't guarantee hotfixes, but this is something that we're moving towards with our newly introduced patching technology. And this was a little bit of a backpedal from what was previously said that hotfixes will be added as soon as they're ready, although I suppose that's still technically true. So later there was another reply about that more vague statement. I decided to edit because I wanted to give a gentle reminder that just because something is technologically possible, it does not mean that it is guaranteed to happen. It's very easy for our words to be misconstrued, so I wanted to be very clear that this is something we'd like to do, but there are dependencies. I admittedly, with that sort of statement, would be annoyed if hotfixing some of the more pressing issues like the ball bug and some of the I can't play bugs aren't done. I'm assuming that the statement is more about stating that they can't promise particular fixes at this stage and they're kind of ready when they're ready. That said, that if those aren't fixed for some reason, that's pretty unacceptable, and this sort of thing I like the community to push for if it's not solved. So it's not something we should be annoyed about yet, unless obviously you're someone that's had to wait a long time to get back in. I am okay with not everything being fixed, and with bugs, it's an alpha, of course it is. But things and bugs that literally prevent play just need to be addressed ASAP, and I'm sure that they will be. Another interesting one was a question was asked about ground vehicles and how do you get things like tanks around to different planets. And in the short term, Ground vehicles can already be spawned planet-side, and a large proportion of ground vehicles will usually never leave the planet they were spawned on originally. Now, this is an interesting statement and was taken from the Q&A Part 2 of the Tumbril Nova. That being said, I do hope that we see a Starlifter, a ship that can pick up or take a few large vehicles from space to ground. Those items are going to need to be delivered to locations in the long term anyway. When you buy a tank for the first time in the full game, you're going to need it delivered wherever you've bought it, aren't you? So that just makes sense. So in the long term, some mechanic for that. Some little interesting factoids now about funds raised by StarEngine. They almost made 35 million in 2017. This is only slightly down from just over 36 million that they made in 2016, and around the same actually that they made in 2015, again around 36 million. Their full funding now sits at around 176.5 million in total. And I just thought that's an interesting number, as they make about the same each year, it seems. And if the pace picks up slightly, which we might see because of Squadron 42's release, and actually Star Citizen starting to deliver with the Persistent Universe now with 3.0, and 4 more patches going to be coming out this year, so we'll see 3.4, which should hopefully have lots more of the Stanton system, among lots of other things like mining and salvage and lots of other stuff, which will be absolutely awesome. We could potentially see the game reaching 250 million in funding by the end of 2019, which is a lot of money. I saw in the newsletter as well an app that I'd been using from Texas Skulls, a trading app that allows you to record and view data of prices of commodities in the verse in 3.0, helping you make Alpha EBC much easier. It also helps you plan cargo runs, and you get to see data, and if you like this sort of cargo and commodity data and how they change on different servers and how much people are buying and selling stuff for and what sort of items they're going for, then this is really cool. starcitizen.danielaburke.com. I also put the link down below, but that is a cool little trading app and well worth using if you're into cargo runs or just even seeing the data. There is a Reverse the Verse special on Friday featuring Aaron Roberts, so I expect a good amount of information will be unleashed. I will do some form of overview if it's something that is worth doing an overview on, so if there is lots of information given to us. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January, it's for the Hammerhead gunboat, donated by our featured org, IDF, the Intergalactic Defence Force. They are a lawful org that focus on trade, security, escorting, and teamwork, but they will also dabble in all areas of the game. Links below if you're interested in checking them out. They are active in 3.0 and have a very friendly community. All you need to do, however, to be in for a chance of winning that Hammerhead is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during the month. Do you have any questions about Star Citizen or Squadron 42 or any of the news that we just discussed, or gameplay mechanics, whatever, chuck them in the comments below. Tell me what you think about the news as well. Tell me what you think about things. I'm angry about this, or I'm not angry about this, or this is a good idea, or yes, we need to push for this. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon, as well as everything else we discussed, down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.